It's like Horace says, it'll come in through the back door, even though we drive it out with a pitchfork. Isn't that what he says? Because that's what we're involved in. That's what we're meeting life with. But once we realize that it's the choices that we're making that mandate this type of situation that keeps showing up over and over and over again, we realize that it's just kind of stupid to just keep making that same choice over and over and over again. Forrest Gump told us about stupid, didn't he? What did he say? Stupid is what stupid does. Is that what he said? All right, there it is, isn't it? Think about it. Think about it. So there comes a point of realization, and hopefully this morning that point will come for a lot of us. That point of realization where we recognize that there are other tools in the tool chest that we can show up with other than the anger. Anger is a choice, always. Anger is a choice. Even if it's a split-second choice, anger is always a choice. Nobody has the power to make us angry. Did you know that? So if I'm angry, I'm making a choice to be that. So am I going to keep choosing it? There's a question I have to ask myself. Am I going to keep choosing that? Or am I going to bring something new to the table? Am I going to meet life with something other than my anger? Am I going to meet life with something other than that poor little old me mentality? See, that realization hits that if I'm an individualization of God, there is nothing little about God. Am I going to meet life with that new idea, or am I going to just keep going through life with that I'm not enough identity? Am I going to continue to have resentment for those who seem to be able to call all the shots in my life? What I want you to recognize this morning is that if someone in your life has the ability to call the shots, then we're giving way too much power to that someone. If something in your life, even like an illness, has the power to call the shots in your life, you're giving way too much power to that something. Maybe it's time to bring something new to the table. My friend that I was talking about was once diagnosed with what is known to be a potentially fatal illness. We did treatment. And then one month after she had returned from one of her many, many, many trips, I asked her, I said, hey, whatever happened to that illness that you were moving through? She said, you know what, Dar? She said, it has been months since the doctors mentioned it to me, so I don't mention it to them. You know, isn't she a great teacher? Isn't she a great teacher? See, and she never slowed down for a minute. She gets to choose. She's the authority. That's what she's bringing to the table. See, we don't recognize, I was sharing just this week, we don't recognize how much power that we have in terms of making the choices in our lives. We don't realize what a powerful tool choice is. Someone this week was telling me about their Thanksgiving and how they went to this home that they had been invited to. And there was a lot of drama going on in this house. Arguing and drama. And she sat there and she said, I don't have to be here. And so she left and she went to another home and had a wonderful Thanksgiving. See, we get to choose. We always get to choose. We're never locked into any experience, but it depends on what we're bringing to the table. Do we know who we are? And are we acting on who we know we are? We get to choose what we're going to participate in. We get to choose what we're not going to participate in. We get to choose what we're going to write into our lives and what we're going to write out of our lives. And if we allow it to be in our lives, we get to choose how long it's going to linger. We get to choose how much or how little of life we experience. We get to choose whether we're going to live life or just survive. And it's all determined by what we bring to the table. That X factor. Dr. Ernest Holmes said on page 129 of the textbook, he said the evolution of man brings him arbitrarily to a place where true individuality functions. From that day, a further evolution must be through his conscious cooperation with reality, capital R, reality. All nature is awaiting man's recognition and cooperation with these laws. 2 years ago in Chicago, Dr. Michael Beckwith echoed what he was saying in a talk that he gave entitled, "Join the Celebration, It's Your Choice." And he said, we are at a point in our evolution where we have to choose to be a part of this point in evolution. In other words, this is where we step beyond the laws of averages. This is where we step beyond the pack and let our light shine and give our gift, the gift that each of us has to give. When we accept the invitation, he said, to participate in Spirit's cosmic celebration, we align ourselves with the law of emergence and become vehicles of that which seeks to express in, through, and as each of us. Is it time to step out with what you know? Is it time to give our gift? See, because we will never experience this cosmic celebration until we're willing to give up the difficulty, give up the drama. See, I go back again and say, it would just be plain stupid for us to keep doing what we're doing if we know there's a greater way. So this morning, if you get it, if you get what I'm saying, you recognize this is all about choice. The ability to make a choice, to let that light within you shine. Not just choosing prosperity, not just choosing freedom, not just in our choosing of loving relationships and choosing our health. We actually get to choose which world we're going to participate in. Are we going to continue at the physical level, or are we going to allow ourselves to step up, step out, and experience the spiritual life? Ease. Simplicity. I want to close this morning with those very prophetic words from that great mystic mind, Forrest Gump, who said, "My mama told me that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get." Well, here's what I'd like to say to that. The getting part of it isn't the real issue. The issue is the gift that we give to life. It's the gift that we bring to the table and our willingness to give it. I saw a Lexus commercial. You knew I wasn't going to get off without a commercial. Okay, I saw this Lexus commercial last night that was just the icing on the cake. Here's what it said. If you're giving an amazing gift, shouldn't it be given in an amazing way? Is that it or what? Isn't that it? Okay, so that's what I want you to hear that this morning. Acknowledge that X factor within you. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that there's something very special within me that I have to give to life. That unknown special something. And give it in your own unique and amazing way. And so it is. Thank you for being here this morning.